Hey Jerry, it's Doug. So I made this little video to hopefully walk you through the process of how to do the extrusion for the letters onto a base as you had asked in your email. So I'm just going to try to walk through these steps sort of deliberately and slowly so you can follow along. I thought it might be a little better having a visual aid perhaps than trying to list these out in an email. So as you can see, I've got Tinkercad open. It's just a brand new file. It's an empty file. There's nothing here. So what we're going to do first is I'm actually going to um, update the snap grid over here to inches because you mentioned that you want to work in inches. I believe it was 1/6 for the letter height and then 1/8 for the base. So it's easier if we convert everything that we're working with initially into inches. So I'm just going to go here to where it says edit grid. I'm going to change the units to inches from the drop down and then update grid. So now you see where it's a snap grid, your little drop down here is now in inches, so you know that you're working in that set of measurements. So the first thing we're going to do after setting that up is we're going to import your SVG file so we can get that into Tinkercad to be able to work with. So I'm going to go here to the top right where it says import. Then I'm going to click on here to choose a file. So what I did was I downloaded the file that you emailed me. We're going to upload that now to Tinkercad. So when you click choose file, it's just going to give you a file window on your PC or Mac, whatever you're working with, to be able to navigate to the file. So I have it here. Click on it, click open. I'm not going to make any changes to any settings here or anything like that. I'm just going to import it as you create the file and then import. So now you've got your SVG file here in Tinkercad. Now, one thing to note, and this is just for as you're thinking about as you might want this to be printed, is that when it uploads a SVG file, it treats everything in that file as if it's one object. So what I mean by that is when I click on the lettering, I'll move it around a little bit, you can see it's treating it as one single object. I can't go in here and move these words to one place, these move to another place, and treat these sort of separately. It's all treated as one singular object. So if, say, for instance, you were planning on 3D printing Dream Big or Best Friend or Stay Strong with its own individual base, then you would need an SVG file for each sort of word phrase that you want to make. And you would create the base for each word phrase separately as a separate file and then download those STL files separately for printing. But I just wanted to point that out. The steps as far as creating the base and working with the letters and the extrusion would stay the same. So we can still work with the same file as far as the steps. So we have our SVG file here. What we're going to do next is I'm just going to turn this a little bit so I can see it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to create the initial base for the file. And I'm just going to do that by taking a box and we're going to drag it over. And then, so you mentioned that you wanted it to be 1 inch thick. So let's basically then make the height of the box I'm sorry, not 1 inch, 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to make that 1/8 of an inch high to create the thickness of your base. So what I'm going to do to make sure I have the measurement correct is when I click on the object, I get these little squares. Right now it's telling me it's a square that's 1 inch all the way around. Right? When I click on the squares, I get these numbers. I can edit those numbers granularly to be able to put in an exact measurement. So for instance, if I want to go here and create a 1 inch thick box, I want to click on the top box here, click on the number that pops up when I click on the box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a decimal to represent the 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to put in 0.125. Hit enter. And now you'll see I've got a 1 inch thick square, if you will. From here, what I would then do is take that square and move it to where the lettering is, and then expand the square using one of the corner boxes to create the base. So as you can see, if this was a separate STL file, as I mentioned before, and you were just doing this for one of these, it would sort of look like what we have here on the screen. Since it's being treated as all one object, for example purposes, I'm just going to create it for the whole entire thing. Okay. So now we've got our 1/8 inch thick base. Now, one thing you'll notice as I'm moving around in here is that both the base and the letters are basically on flat on the plane. So they're at this sort of the zero um, zero on the z-axis, if you will. What that means is that if I was going to go and I was going to 3D print this, you would see sort of an outline of the lettering on the bottom of the base. Now, for your purposes, maybe that doesn't matter. In that case, basically you would be able to just sort of move on to getting the extrusion or the height of the letters where you wanted it to. So let's take that as one example. So let's say that you're okay with this 3D printing with sort of an outline of the letters showing for your purposes. Then what you can do now at this point is you can click on the lettering, which is again going to be the whole file. It's your SVG file. And then you're going to sort of do the same step as you did for the box to create the proper height. Now, there's going to be a slight differentiation with measurement, which I'll mention in a second. So you would click on the box, and then you would go to 1/6 of an inch high, which as a decimal would basically be 0.1666. We'd hit enter, and we'd have it 1/6 inch high. Now, what you'll notice is that it's 1/6 inch high from the plane, not from the bottom of the base. So what we really need to be able to do is compensate for the base itself, right? So we want it, I'm assuming we want it to be 1/6 inch from the high from where the base begins. So in that case, what we're going to basically do is instead of using 1.666, which is just rounded up here, as you can see, we're just going to add the two together to compensate for the base. So we know the base is 1/8.125. We know we want the extrusion of the letters to be at 1/6, which would be 1.66. So what we really want is to have it be 2.291, right? Just adding the two together. Enter. Now that's giving you your extrusion of the letters 1/6 inch high from the bottom of the base. So this basically should or would work for you as far as your question of how to extrude the letters, put on the base. The one last step you'd be missing, and then which we'll do now, is to basically group them together. You want it to be treated as a single piece for printing purposes. So we're going to just take our left mouse click here and draw a box around to make sure that all objects are selected. Then I'm going to go up to the top here with this sort of circle arrow icon where it says group. Click on that. Now this whole thing is one single object. You got your base, you got your letters, things like all together. I'm going to ungroup for a moment, and then I just want to show you one other thing. So again, I mentioned that for printing purposes, you'd sort of see an outline. Maybe that's not a big deal for what you need. You can work with that, that's fine. However, if for some reason that is an issue for you, you need a clean base. In other words, you don't want to see any outline on the bottom of the base. Then what you would just need to do is make a slight adjustment on the height of your letters and then compensate for that by lifting the set of letters entirely up. So one way we could do that pretty easily is we can go here and we've got the 0.291. We can change that to something like 0.289. 289. Visually, you're not going to see much of a change or difference. Right, it's a very small, sort of very granular change. But then what we can do is we can click on the cone which is normally how you would lift an object off the plane. Sorry, let's see if we can get that selected. Fortunately, it does not seem to be working the way that I intended. There we go. Okay. So what I did was I just sort of click and held until this number came up. So you want to see this number in association with the cone. It's telling you 0, right? It's laying flat on the plane. What we can do is we can adjust that when we click on it, 0.002. Actually, in this case, 0.02. Because we made an adjustment, we made it 0.02 inches shorter. We make the adjustment here. You'll see there's a little bit of lift. Now, if we go around to the bottom, okay, it looks like it's still there a little bit. So we may have to go a little bit more. So it went to negative. We want 0.04. Let's see if that helps. All right. So it's getting there. So basically, you can see sort of what I'm doing. I'm making the compensation between the height of the letters and how much you're lifting it up off of the base. Eventually, you get to the right number. I tried 0.002 and 0.004. Didn't quite get there. You may have to go a little bit of a higher increment. But eventually, what you would then do is, and I'll just show you what it would look like in an example. We'll go up a little further. And ideally, you want to get to a place where you'd have nothing here showing on the bottom. You'd have a clean base on the bottom. So that's how you could compensate for the lettering and that sort of outline on the bottom. Again, if that's something you need to sort of be concerned with. So then the final thing you would obviously do is just make sure everything's grouped together once you have it the way you want it to be. And then you'd be able to go to export and then export as STL to be able to send it to the 3D printer.